So get yourself comfortable. And as you get yourself comfortable, just allow yourself to relax. Take a couple of deep breaths in and let them out slowly. And as you inhale, just breathe in relaxation and peace. And as you exhale, breathe out all the tensions and the distractions of the day. And be aware of your breath. And as you breathe, you may notice that some of the breaths are longer and some are shorter, and some are more shallow and some are deeper. The natural breath changes from moment to moment, and the movement of air becomes easier as you relax, as you become more still. And be aware of the natural breath and its flow within you. And you may choose to allow yourself to let go of any need to control or do anything, and just allow yourself to be with your breath just for a moment. And as you lie or sit there being aware of your breath, breathing in and breathing out, I'd like you to imagine to yourself that you are inhaling through your stomach, right through your navel. And as you inhale through your solar plexus, your breath rises, rising up to your throat. And then as you exhale, your breath flows back down to your stomach and right out. Just imagine each breath inhaling through your stomach, the breath rising up to your throat, and then descending back to your stomach, each comfortable breath being easy and calm, like a wave washing in and up the shore and then back out to sea. Don't try to do anything special with your breath. Don't try to control it in any way. Just allow your breath to be free and natural. Each breath in has its own time, and each breath out flows through. And imagine with each breath that the breath flows in through your stomach up to your throat, and then back down and out through your stomach. And all through this imagery, you can allow your breath to continue becoming more and more peaceful. In beautiful, peaceful waves, waves washing in and up and down and out. And as you continue to breathe gently and naturally, your breath washing in and washing out like waves of the sea, I'd like you to imagine that you are standing in a small clearing within a wood, and the wood is surrounded by gentle rolling hills. And in the centre of the clearing there's a small pool surrounded by soft green moss. The pool is very deep and very still. And although the water of the pool is the clearest water you have ever seen, it's so deep that it seems to have no bottom at all, and so still that it looks as if it had never moved, not in all of time. And as you stand there on the soft green moss, observing the quietness of the pool, you may be aware of the very gentle movement of air around you. Not enough to call it a breeze, just a gentle movement, touching you lightly. And the myriad leaves of the trees move lightly in the air, but the pool remains perfectly still, still and deep. And as you sense the stillness of the pool and the gentle movement of the air, you might be aware of certain sensations in your body. Sensations of tension or perhaps discomfort. These sensations belong to you They are something that you have, something that you own, but they are not you. They are not you. They're just something you can hold on to or let go of whenever you wish. So if you'd like to at this time, you can allow these sensations that may be in your head to fall down to the earth. And there on the earth, on the soft moss, that sensation you might have had takes on some kind of symbolic form, some kind of shape. Let your imagination flow, and whatever comes is absolutely right. And that shape moves across to the pool and goes into it. And as this symbolic form enters the water, you feel it radiating a sense of bliss, of joy, and you notice that it blissfully dissolves into the pool, which remains perfectly still, still and deep, and the pool becomes just a little larger. As it dissolves, any similar sensations that might be in your neck are already falling down to the soft moss, where they also take on a symbolic form. In this form they move across the moss and slide gently into the still water. And as they dissolve in the water, you can sense their joy and relief. And they become one with the water, which is still and deep. And as they dissolve, any similar sensation you might have had in your shoulders is also falling down into the soft moss, where it also takes on whatever form is right for you. And in this form it moves across the moss and slides gently into the still water. And as it dissolves in the water, you sense its joy and relief, and becomes one with the water, which is still and deep. And the pool becomes just a little larger. And as it dissolves, any similar sensation you might have in your arms and hands are also falling down into the soft moss, where it too takes on some kind of symbolic form. And in this form it moves across the moss and slides gently into the still water. And as it dissolves in the water, you sense its joy and relief. And it becomes one with the water, which is still and deep. And as that dissolves, any similar sensation that you have in your chest and your stomach and in your back slides down into the soft moss, and in a symbolic form slides gently into the water. And as it dissolves in the water, you sense its joy and relief. And it becomes one with the water, which is still and deep. And as it dissolves, any similar sensation that you have in your pelvis and your legs is also falling down into the soft moss, where it too takes on a symbolic form and moves across the moss and slides gently into the still water. And as it dissolves in the water, you sense its joy and relief, and it becomes one with the water, which is still and deep. And as that dissolves, any sensations you have remaining in your legs and your feet, any similar sensations that you have still in any part of your body, choose to fall into the soft green moss at this moment. And as they cross into the still water, and dissolve into bliss. You can sense the ecstasy of release as each one lets go, letting go into the deep stillness of the water, becoming one with the water. And the pool is still and deep and seems to be getting a little bit larger. And while all of those sensations were blissfully dissolving into the pool, you may have been aware of thoughts in your mind. These thoughts are yours, and they belong to you. They are your tools. They are something you own, but these thoughts are not you. They're just something you may hold or let go of at your own pleasure. And you can just allow these thoughts to drop down into the soft green moss. And there they take on whichever form is right for you and cross into the water, sliding into the pool and dissolving into relief and joy. And the stillness of the deep water continues to be serene and silent. All of your thoughts may enter the pool. And whenever you find yourself thinking about anything during this recording, you can choose to allow that thought to flow down onto the soft green moss and enter the still deep water. And you can sense the release and the serenity as they dissolve. And you may have noticed, without really thinking about it, that that pool of water has become a little larger as each form entered it. And as you watch the last of your thoughts joyously entering the pool, you may sense that it's noticeably larger now, and yet even more still, even more deep than it was at the beginning. And the water is becoming luminous, a gentle glow as the pool expands. And as you stand there watching it, noting its stillness and deepness, and the soft light glowing within it, you may find that your memories begin to drop down to the soft moss. These memories are yours. They belong to you. They're something you own, but these memories are not you. They are something that you may hold or let go of whenever you wish. So first, all your conscious memories, all the memories of which you are aware, sink down into the soft moss. And they take on their symbolic forms one by one and move across into the deep, still water where they dissolve. And as they dissolve, you may feel their sense of release and bliss. One by one they enter the stillness, the deepness of the flowing water. And they're gone with a sigh of joy. And you sense them dissolve into the glowing water. And as the last of your conscious memories dissolves into the deep, still water, your deeper unconscious memories begin to follow them. And they also fall down into the soft moss, where they take on their own form and move across into the water. And there they dissolve, dissolving into joy and relief, letting go into the water. These things that belong to you, but they're not you. And you sense them dissolve into the luminous water, still and deep, deep and still, and the pool expands and grows lighter. And as the last of your memories dissolves into the deep stillness of the luminous water, your emotions may also begin to fall away to the soft moss. These emotions are yours, they belong to you, they are your tools, and they are something you own. But these emotions are not you. These emotions are not you. They are something you may hold on to or let go of at your own will. First of all of your conscious emotions, the ones of which you are aware, drop down into the soft moss. Your joys and your fears, your loves, your hates, your sorrows, your griefs, your enthusiasms and your pleasures all take on their symbolic forms, and as they move across and flow into the water, you feel a sense of relief as one by one they enter the stillness and the light, and they're gone. And as the last of your conscious emotions dissolves joyously into the still water, your unconscious emotions, the ones you didn't even know you had, may begin to follow them. And as they fall to the earth and take on their symbolic forms, they move across into the deep, still water where they dissolve, dissolving in joy and relief. These things belong to you, but they are not you. And as you sense them dissolve into the deep, still water, the pool expands still further. And as the last of your emotions dissolves into the deep stillness of the water, any physical sensations you may still have, the ones that you may still be feeling in your body, can begin to sink down into the soft moss. These sensations are yours, they belong to you. They are your tools, and they are something you own, but these sensations are not you. They are something you may hold or let go of at your own pleasure. All of your physical sensations, all of the feelings in your body drop down to the soft moss where they take on a symbolic form and move blissfully and joyously into the water. And as you sense them letting go, becoming one with the water, you get a deep sense of release and serenity. And as the last of your physical sensations dissolves into the deep stillness of the water, you may notice that the pool has expanded again, and much of the soft moss around the edge has dissolved. And you may notice with pleasure that the water is right by your feet, and so you dip a toe in. And notice with great pleasure that it seems to dissolve into that beautiful luminous water. And so you walk in. So at first your feet, and then your legs and your body and your hands and your arms and your neck dissolve, and you realise that this body is yours, it belongs to you, it is your tool and it's something you own, but it is not you. It is not all of you, and it's something that you may hold on to or let go of. And so you sense its relief and its joy as it becomes one with the water, deep and still and filled with light. And you are easily able to sense your body as it dissolves into the pool, and the pool becomes even larger, slowly and gently expanding to encompass the entire clearing, the trees and even the surrounding hills. And they melt joyously into the water, This space is your space. It is something that belongs to you and you alone, but it is not you. It is something you may create or dissolve at your own pleasure. And as the trees and the hills dissolve, you may sense their pleasure and the release of joy as they become one with the water, deep and still and luminous, filled with serenity and silence. And the pool expands still further, and the land around is sinking gently and lovingly into the water. The towns and the roads, the animals and the people, each dissolving joyously into the pool. And they become one with the water, deep, still, filled with light, filled with silence. And the entire country dissolves into the expanding pool, gently received into the stillness of the water, releasing a feeling of serenity and joy. And as you sense them becoming one with the water is deep and still and luminous and even more serene and peaceful. And then the whole earth dissolves into the stillness. And you can feel the joy as you sense the earth becoming one with the glowing water, deep, still, filled with light, filled with beautiful silence. And as the earth dissolves, the moon follows her into the expanding pool, gently dissolving into the deep water, and you feel her joy and release. And still the pool expands yet further, and the sun and the planets and the entire solar system, the asteroids, the comets, and even the dust of space begins to dissolve into the expanding pool. And you may feel the joy of release as you sense it becoming one with the water, deep, still, serene, filled with peace. And as the pool expands yet further, the space between our solar system and the nearest stars, light years of space, is gently absorbed into the water with a sense of relief. And the pool continues to expand and gently dissolves our entire scintillating galaxy. And you feel the vast, pleasurable release as uncounted stars and planets and moons and comets, pulsars and quasars, black holes, and even the dust all dissolve, dissolving gently and joyously into the expanding pool. And the water becomes lighter and brighter, yet more deep and serene and peaceful. And as the galaxy fully dissolves, all the other galaxies, blazing brightnesses scattered the length and the breadth of the wide universe, begin to gently dissolve into the infinite pool. And as they dissolve, they release a sense of joy so vast, so deep that it resonates deeply within you. And the entire universe dissolves into the water, infinitely deep and utterly still, glowing with life. And as the furthest reaches of the universe dissolve into the infinite, luminous silence of the pool, you may sense the pool expanding in yet another way, expanding in time. And you sense the past, the long, long history of the entire universe, dissolving blissfully into the pool. And as the past dissolves and the infinite luminous pool expands within eternity, the future also begins to gently absolve. Not only that which is to be, but also that which might be or could be, the unknown, the unmanifest, and the potential of the universe dissolving blissfully into the infinite and eternal pool, infinitely deep and eternally still. And as the last of space and time dissolves into the infinite and eternal pool, you realize that this pool is at last big enough to hold you, yourself. And you allow yourself to dissolve within it. You allow yourself to rest within the eternal light, the infinite stillness and serenity of the living water. And within that infinite and eternal living water rests all that is, that was, that might have been, or that yet might be. And within the pool everything is still, and yet is filled with life and the potential to be. And that pool itself is infinity and eternity, and holds all love, all compassion, all wisdom, all power, and the infinite possibilities of time and space. And within that vast reach of infinity and eternity, you become aware of your greater self, encompassed within that love and wisdom, compassion and power, yet as large as all time, all space, all possibility. You are the pool, and the pool is you. Wisdom and grace, tenderness and love. And as you experience that greater self, you can make a choice. You can make an affirmation of what you choose to own for yourself. Be aware as you make your choices. Be aware of what is really you and what is just something that belongs to you. And as you make the choice in your life, you may make a choice about yourself at this moment if you wish. And allow this choice, this affirmation of yourself, to come from your infinite possibility, your infinite self. Let it just arise within you like a bubble from the depths of the pool. And as this choice arises, just repeat it to yourself 3 times silently. As this choice arises, repeat it to yourself 3 times. And then, within this living water of yourself, you may become aware of the universe, a vast wheel turning from the past to the future through space and time, deep within the living water, deep within yourself. And within the living water of yourself, you may become aware of the galaxy, of the dancing stars filled with life and energy and love and power. And within the living water of yourself, you may become aware of the solar system, the planets and the moons living and growing, held within the embrace of the infinite and eternal pool. And as you become aware of the earth, alive and dancing through space with the moon, joyous, held within the embrace of the infinite and eternal pool. And you become aware of the hills and the wood and the small, still, deep pool where you began, held within the embrace of infinite and eternal living water of yourself. And then you become aware of your own body beside the small, still, deep pool. This body is not you, but it's something that belongs to you in all its complexity and glory. Its thoughts and feelings, sensations and emotions, its memories and personality are all tools that belong to you. And you can use them as you will within the embrace that is your own self. Be aware of your body, of its place in space. Be aware of yourself as you are at this moment, at this point in time. Be aware of yourself within the embrace of all that is, that was, and yet might be. This belongs to you. And this moment in time, this point in space, is your place of power. And you have choice. You have choice. In this place of power, just allow that choice to arise again in your mind. And just repeat it slowly, silently to yourself 3 times. And now take a deep breath. And another, and become aware of your whole body, of the sense of relaxation, of peace, of energy in your body. Allow yourself to be aware of just how relaxed and energized you really are. You have now completed the journey. And as you become complete, you realize that you always have choice. Even when part of you thinks that there is no choice, there is always choice. Each time that you listen to this recording, you're able to discover vast new resources within yourself which will enable you to deal much more effectively with all of life's challenges. You find all your mental abilities becoming clearer and sharper. Your memory constantly improves, and you find you are able to deal much more effectively with each new situation in life as it arises. You're able to deal clearly and accurately with every problem you face. You arrive at decisions much more easily in spite of the fact that you evaluate each situation more thoroughly and much more completely than before. Each time you enter this state, you become aware of a vast improvement in your ability to think and act decisively, with total confidence in yourself and in your ability to succeed in whatever you undertake. You are no longer upset or distressed by people or situations which formerly might have disturbed you, allowing yourself to face the future with confidence and happiness as you proceed along a sure and certain path towards the achievement of the goals which you have selected, and the realization of the people and the person you wish to become. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, you'll be able to open your eyes feeling wide awake and really good. The choice that came to you in this recording, the choice that yourself created for you, will continue to feel in your body, and you'll remember it each moment of each day. 1. Knowing everything that's been said today has gone deep into the subconscious mind and will continue to make you feel better day by day. 2. Your worries will be let go of and you'll sleep and you'll wake up each morning feeling wide awake and really good, ready to take on any of the day's challenges. 3. Taking a really big deep breath now, feeling the energy inside of yourself. 4. Wiggling your fingers and your toes, allowing your body to wake up. And 5. Open your eyes, feeling really good, relaxed yet energized, and looking forward to the rest of life.